Hey everybody, we're doing another Christian quickie review or reading as we look at the Anchuent prophecy. And yes, that is really legit how it's spelled. It's not Chris just misspelling ancient, like I originally thought. So the Anchuent prophecy is of the Cherokean clan is one of the central plot points in the entire Sonichu series, often being cited to explain many fantastical developments in the story. Primarily, the prophecy explains why Chris and several other human beings in the comic can transform into furries. While the prophecy originally concerns Chris, Sarah, and Wes's relationship, as the series progressed, all non-Chris details were essentially ignored or forgotten. The prophecy is also important because it renders Sonichu, the supposed main character of the comic, even more pointless, firmly establishing him as simply the electric creature, whose only purpose is to help Chris unlock superpowers for himself. Well, more superpowers. He was already capable of using satanic voodoo powers. Long thought to be a typo, its consistency has eventually led to the realization that it's probably supposed to be a Pikachu pun. Why or how the Cherokee would make a pun on the English word ancient and the Japanese word chew, onomatopoeia for squeak, is unclear. And here's a picture of Chris and Sonichu with an old man looking at the Anchuent prophecy. Let's see what it says. Sonichu, Chris, and the cave keeper are shocked at the prophecy's idiocy. It was a stupid prophecy. The prophecy, oh, here it is. The prophecy was brought into light when Sonichu happened upon the Destiny Cave, prompting an old man dwelling there to remark that Sonichu was the creature of the prophecy, learning that it was his destiny to enter the cave and learn of the prophecy. Chris accompanied Sonichu back to the cave, where he learned that Sonichu had inadvertently set off events releasing Count Graduan, an evil spirit locked away for centuries by the Cherokee Wasabi clans. The prophecy, according to the keeper of the Destiny Cave, is as follows. It was prophesied by the ancient masters that the reincarnation of our leader will take pen in hand and combine a mouse and a hedgehog and give birth to a new electric creature. Then the leader will place his handmade medallion on the pedestal and release the powers that were his, as well as his ladies and rivals' powers. The power will transform you all into the electrical creatures with variable powers of good, bad, and peace. Also, an evil will strike the day the original electrical creature finds the cave. Only the release powers can defeat the evil. What the That's so stupid and oddly specific. Yes, that's right. The act of Chris and Sonichu showing up at the cave to hear about the prophecy in the first place is what allows the evil to escape. If they had just sealed up the damn cave, then there wouldn't have been any problem, but that would also mean Chris wouldn't gain the ability to turn into a furry. Recognizing that the ancient evil could only be defeated by powers at his command, Chris fulfilled his part of the prophecy by placing his Sonichu medallion on the pedestal, allowing the old man to say the incantation that would activate the medallion, as well as the fire shock pendant and lightning bracelets. These three totems would now give their rightful bearers the power to become electric hedgehogs like Sonichu. The reincarnation of the Cherokee King Christian could now become Christian Sonichu. The reincarnation of his queen, Sarah Hammer, received the lightning bracelets and became Sarama Rosechu, the leader of the Wasabi clan, who had been a Cherokean leader's romantic rival. Of course he fucking was now Chris's rival Wes Isley, so he accepted the Fireshock pendant and became Wesley Sonichu. I should do something about what I should like a little reading thing about Wes Isley. That is a name. Initially, the three prophesized electric creatures were unaware of one another's human identities until Wesley attacked Chris Chan out of spite for issues both in real life, their mutual interest in Sarah Hammer's affections, and the fictitious ancient past, the ownership of the Cherokean crown. Prophecy would go on to accurately describe how Sarah would have to bring peace to Wesley and Chris Chan so they could present a united front against Graduan. It should be noted that they never actually did stop Graduan at all. The three of them teamed up to temporarily defeat a stone golem under Graduan's command, whilst Graduan himself left with Mary Lee Walsh to start running the private villa of corrupted citizens, or the PVCC. Sarah ran off with William Spicer and got married, while Wes actually ended up joining Graduan's evil organization, though there was no explanation of his reasons for defection to the enemy at all. Both of these things came to pass because Sarah got married in real life and Chris developed an interest in a new, unfortunate girl, probably Megan. And since Sarah being out of the picture left Wes obsolete, he was simply made into a generic villain. Thus, inspired the prophecy, Chris is left alone to fight Graduan and an army of his followers, essentially making the other two completely useless and the prophecy a failure. So, yep, this whole thing was a waste of time and nothing ever came of it. But there's more. Extended prophecy, Crystal, the dream sibling. Chris has a dream sibling. That's his twin named Crystal, which is weird because that's also what he wants to name his daughter. So take that for what you will. When Chris was ambushed by the WM manager at McCDville, in the region of Malwar, God, I hate these names, he received another vision of his Cherokean ancestor, advising him to combine the powers of Christian and Sonichu with the heart torch he constructed from pixel blocks. Okay, and in this way, Chris would be able to summon his dream sibling who could assist him in battle. Following his ancestors' instructions, Chris used heart torch glow to manifest his identical twin sister, Crystal, and the Roast medallion, so she can end up being, and the Roast medallion, so she could use to become Chrislina Rosechew. Joining forces as Christian Pure, they defeated the WM manager and made the city safe again. Fine print of the prophecy. Reldnek, the ultimate dark being. When the original metal is submerged in darkness, a dark metal will appear, and he whose name is reversed will transform into the ultimate dark being. Again, how very convenient. This additional detail of the prophecy, which was retconned later and went unnoticed by Christian, must have was dismayed when he learned that his mishap in Graduan's dark mirror hole allowed Natesirk Giovanni to transform into Reldnek Natsu Natesirk. God, that's a stupid name. One of his deadliest enemies. Once again, this is an example of the prophecy fucking over more people than it helped, since if Reldnek really was the ultimate dark being, then that logically makes him an even bigger threat than Graduan, who the prophecy was made to defeat in the first place. Also note that the prophecy does not actually guarantee that Reldnek will be defeated at all, even though he eventually wasn't Sonichu number 10. It's only thanks to narrative magic that Chris ever actually managed to defeat all the numerous enemies that the prophecy actually created. That wouldn't have terrorized the world in the first place if he had just left well enough alone. Also, the original prophecy was spoken out loud to Chris by the keeper of the Destiny Cave. How there could be fine print at all when it was spoken and not written on paper is never explained. The only sensible conclusion is that the keeper either mumbled that part under his breath or just decided not to tell Chris that part at all. How Redlock actually knows about that detail or the prophecy either is also a complete mystery. Ah, yes, that's another example of how Chris is a terrible, terrible writer. Completely unexplained part of the prophecy. Some brown guy. That's a bit racist. Enter IBA Chandler. He's a Sonichu character based on Liquid Chris, who appears in Sonichu issue 9. And for those who don't know who Liquid Chris is, he was basically a troll that pretended to be the real Christian Weston Chandler just to make Chris mad, which worked because like if you slightly inconvenience Chris, you'll make him mad, and it's hilarious. So basically, he works for the PVCC and fought in the Battle of Quickville. He showed up in Electric Hedgehog form for about 2 pages and was curb stomped by Sonichu in a matter of minutes. When he was defeated, then he suddenly transformed into a human, much like Chris or the other transforming Sonichus do upon being defeated. Then, just as Sonichu calls in an ambulance to take him to the hospital, which I think was a reference to what happened with Casey, like after he showed her a comic of him shooting Liquid Chris in the knees. He is grabbed by the tentacles of a gang of devil trolls and carried off to safety. Apparently, devil trolls are tiny goblin-like demonic entities, some of which can fly. The paramedics speculate that he was in alliance with them. So who is this guy? Why does he have such powers? Why is he working for the PVCC? Why is he allied with the devil trolls? What's his story? What's his motive? How does he factor into the prophecy? Is he human? Is he the devil? Why does he care about stealing Chris's identity? Why did he try to fight Sonichu? None of these questions are answered. Are you surprised? No, I'm not surprised. Chris is a terrible fucking writer. The prophecy becomes even more irrelevant. In Sonichu number 10, Chris's medallion was taken away from him by Beale, mirroring the real-life interception of the medallion by trolls. He then learns that the source of his power comes not from the medallion, but from his amethyst ring, which is how Chris would pronounce amethyst. The ring is, of course, never mentioned in the prophecy, and indeed it is specified that he requires the medallion. The reader is expected to digest all this information without any cognitive dissonance. Oh God, that was a mouthful. So yeah, that was the Anchuent prophecy, one of Chris Chan's many bullshit ideas that he came up with because he's an idiot, I guess, and he doesn't know how to write a good story. Now, if you like this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, sharing the video, and subscribing to the channel as I'm trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year, end of the month, actually. And until then, until we meet again, stay beautiful because I most certainly am not going to do that for you.